Alright, also this week, Kid Goku officially does release for Genshin Squadra. Some people aren't hyped for him. A lot of people are very hyped for him, including myself. And he does release again this Wednesday. Technically the 26th for me at 11 p.m., but you guys get the point. Basically this Wednesday. And with that in mind, I think he looks like he'll be a balanced release in himself. I think that of course he'll be really good if you know what you're doing with him, but I think he's going to take a lot of positioning and just knowledge of how to best use his dashes after his skills. As long as his damage isn't overtuned, I think that he will be a great addition to the game. And honestly, it seems like he'll be my DPS main. I really like just Kid Goku in general, and he has a very fun looking kit, so that's awesome. But with this in mind, there's still some demon children that have to be taken care of in this week's patch, and I want to talk about that here today. But again, I don't want to just focus on those two characters. I feel like most people are going to be bringing up them, so I might as well just talk about them right here. That is God Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. If these two don't get nerfed in this patch, then this is just a bad patch. Like that's alone. I don't care. The rest of the patch could be fixing every other character in the game. If these two don't get nerfed, then there's no point. Like, I'm sorry. Unless someone else takes their throne, it's like, oh, you're not free, you're under new management. Unless that happens. Which will arguably just be worse for the game, by the way. Like, these two will just stay on top tier. Because the thing is that last patch, right? This last patch was actually really good. Genuinely, I think it is really good. Besides like Kid Han nerfs, I don't think anything else is really unwarranted at all. No, except for, well, the scam nerf too is really weird. I don't know why they did that. But the issue is they didn't consider this guy. Where was he? They didn't consider Super Saiyan 3 Goku at all. In fact, they didn't realize, oh, let's bring back this Divine Draw that made him really powerful in Season 1. But not realize that they buffed him since then. Like, they nerfed him. Then they gave him, I think, multiple buffs. To the point where he does more damage now in release, pretty much. And we have the Elder Kai Helper, which is another issue. Low-key, they should maybe adjust the Elder Kai Helper. But that's just me. God Goku is also a big issue. They majorly buffed this guy. And I think they definitely went too far. They need to decrease something in this guy's kit. Like, he is just way too strong right now. I think this guy needs to be checked in some way or fashion. He's just way too good, right? And I think a lot of people do agree that this guy, you know, at least on PC and controller, on mobile, this guy really is hard to use. So I think that's why they buffed him so much. But you gotta, like, maybe fix him on mobile in a sense. Like, they need to, it's just the mobile controls just like really weird for him to use. If they optimize that instead of just buffing him, that would probably be ideal. But I mean, now he's over buffed. I mean, this guy just needs a nerf. Like, I'm sorry, mobile players, like, this guy can't be left unchecked either. Like, these two are just sad because, again, we look at every other DPS besides like Daima. I think a lot of them are in a very close range to each other. Semi, right? Obviously not like the ones that are like, oh, they need to be buffed, like 18 or, you know, Demore. But like, you know, Trunks, Piccolo, Oob, Kefla, Bojack even, obviously Daima, Goku, Kale. Like, a lot of these DPS are like so close to each other and kind of can check each other. But the issue is, doesn't matter. Oh, best in slot, these two. You just run these two. You see these two every match. Like, at least one of them. That's just how it is. Especially with the Divine Draws dictating who you use. These two are, like, benefiting from nearly every Divine Draw. So, that's an issue. Other than that, this patch was good. But because of those two, like, existing, it's just not that great. It's funny because Technical and Tank are actually in decent spots right now. You could argue Tank is in the best spot that it's ever been in terms of like variety of choices compared to, remember, Season 1 with just Cooler Caulifla. Obviously, I think, you know, Vegeta and Zamasu maybe can get an adjustment. Cell needs extra health. Baby's in a pretty good spot finally. Then Technicals, I think they're all looking pretty good as well, honestly. I mean, obviously we could say maybe Comp Kid Gohan from his nerfs. I don't know why he didn't really even need to be nerfed, honestly. Maybe they could do something for Frieza. Krillin got his buffs, but I don't know. I feel like it doesn't make him that great, but he's still good, honestly. Like, it's not like he's bad to use. So yeah. Anyways, I do have Twitter and YouTube comments. This time we're gonna take a look at Twitter. I usually have been looking at YouTube first, so let's see. What does Twitter have to say? Again, I won't really focus too much on Super Saiyan 3 and God Goku unless someone says specific changes that they want. I mean, I guess I could bring it up as well, but a block button. I just don't know if there's enough players for them to want to implement a block button. Want the energy AoE damage meta to be slightly kneecapped where it's good, but you could actually play melee characters as well. I mean, AoE damage for Ki Blast is pretty much Kefla, Vegito, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku kind of counts. Kale kind of counts there. I feel like there's not that many AoE like energy DPS. That's if you count Super Saiyan 3, which, you know, his beam covers the entire lane, so I would say he kind of does count as AoE. Kid Goku's beam is also AoE, which is really funny. I just think that melee characters need energy defense. Like they need extra defense. They're just very squishy. Maybe if they buff build up again, that could make a lot of characters less squishy. Someone told me the other day, they're like, oh, I don't think build up should be buffed again, but like build up kind of is just only used because it's a better option than too easy. Like, if you need defense, you have to run build up, but it's only because you have to. That doesn't necessarily mean build up is good. It's just the best option. Build up takes so long to get there, and I think that with the amount of damage we're seeing from characters now and like the intricacies of these kits, I'm not sure if we would necessarily go into a build up meta again if they buff build up. It doesn't have to be as strong as it was during season 2, but at least if you could like get it faster, or if it just gave higher stats still, something, because otherwise I just think that like, I mean, you could especially feel it when you're using a character like Cooler or God Vegeta or even Cell. Like, it just, these tanks just get melted. They just get melted. And then it's the same thing, you know. Some people run build up 18. Maybe if build up was good, or maybe Solid Barrier was back what it was during season 1. Though I'm not sure if we would necessarily would like that. That's 100%, but Solid Barrier is really good. I just think that it's just leading to issues where I just feel like our characters' defenses don't feel strong enough. Like, I feel like damage just like is so powerful right now. It's so good. So much damage going on, right? But that's just me. Resurrect Zamasu would be cool. Buffs Kid Gohan 18, Future Trunks. I don't think Future Trunks needs a buff. I would disagree on that. I think Future Trunks is in a really good spot right now. Maybe what I could see is his ult being sped up, but I think Trunks is in a really good spot. His ult being sped up would be really nice for him, but that's kind of it. I think all of his skills are in a good spot. He does good damage. The overcharge mechanic is really nice as well. Like, this guy's good. This guy's good. I guess he can get like a slight movement speed up for in his ult, but if he gets buffed, I think it only needs to be a slight buff. If they like give him like oob juice right now, imagine like they juice him up like oob. This guy just suddenly becomes, oh sorry, I clicked my glass against each other. Suddenly becomes best DPS. Imagine. Super Saiyan Vegeta and Topo, yes. All the supports other than Kid Buu and Frieza needs buff. No. Ultimate Gohan doesn't need a buff. Hit. I think Hit could get an adjustment. I wouldn't mind if Hit lost the energy defense debuff, but got a slight comp for that. I don't think that would be the biggest issue. 17 still really good. A lot of people really like Gotenks right now. Definitely not all like supporters. No. Technicals is what I assume you mean. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, God Goku Daima. Nerf or remove skill 1 boost. I mean, skill 1 boost is very powerful, so I could see that. Nerf Godku and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I think you mean. The death of Godku, the other one. What the fuck is this? Ah, that might be my thumbnail, dude. Who made this? Brother, this is fucking crazy. I actually might use this as my thumbnail. I don't know. I don't know if it's, it might be too graphic for a YouTube thumbnail though. I think it might, I don't know if I could I put these, could I put crucifixion on my YouTube thumbnail? I have no fucking clue. I have no clue. I am not following right wing coat. Actually, that's pretty cool. Never mind. I don't know why I thought that was left wing coat. Or they were like, okay, anyways. Random tangent. The death of Godku, another bum, yes. Chop Daima legs. That's also true. His legs are very stubby, but chop them. Imperfect cell adjustments. Better farming lane would be good. I think that give him more buyer energy would be pretty sick for a farm. A more way to progress in the battle pass. It takes ages to get one tier. I've seen a lot of complaints about this. I think that's fair. I think that battle pass missions need to cost more, or maybe if you could, because the battle pass missions right now, how it works is you are given just random missions for random roles. A lot of people don't like that because they don't want to switch off their favorite characters they like playing, especially if they're solo queuing. I think that's completely valid. I think that you should be able to select, okay, I want to focus missions for a certain role. And then at the bare minimum, you mostly get missions just from that role. They want to incentivize people playing more characters and more roles. So I wouldn't assume that they would let you only get missions from only a specific role. But if you could at least make it so that you're heavily focused on that role and mostly gets missions for that role, that'd be really good. Like if it's like, okay, you know, like the 1200 like XP missions, those are always going to be damage missions. And then maybe the smaller ones that are easier to do are just like, oh, you know, maybe I'll play one game of technical, get this smaller mission, 500 points, get that out of the way, I'll go back to DPS after. I think that would be okay. That's me though. Let's read some of the comments here. Buff Topo in every tank except the top 3, and then nuke the top 3, the 3 top tier Gokus. I agree. Buff Piccolo. Does Piccolo need a buff? I mean, maybe. Imagine skill 3, he just like warps over walls. That'd be pretty sick. Nah, but I don't know. Does Piccolo need a buff? Like he's not meta, but does he need a buff? I guess. I just don't know what I would change with him. Like Super Saiyan 3. I know what I changed with this guy. Nerf the cooldown reduction on this. Definitely. Decrease the damage on this. Dragon Fist cooldown needs to go up. And then, or make it so that Dragon Fist can't hit you if you're behind him. Take away the AoE aspect of Dragon Fist and is only in the front. Like it only does damage front facing. That would do wonders. I hate Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Just like Dragon Fisting you whenever he wants, and he will always hit you if you're just like, if he breathe, if he smells you, he will just Dragon Fist you, bruh. The cooldown is way too like slow too. Like he needs that. This needs to be changed. Skill 2 is fine. Skill 2 is fine. God Goku just needs a damage nerf. Mostly. I think, yeah. Maybe a skill 2 range could also be decreased. That'd probably be a good idea, honestly. Make him like have to poke in a little more. Just a bit more. Instead of him being able to always just like stand 6 miles away. That'd be a good idea, honestly. I would really like that. Anyways, obvious stuff. Yeah, buff characters are like behind 18 Topo. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this. In terms of 18, as good, because like I said, I think a lot of people, like, when they hear buffs, they think of like, oh, increasing the damage or decreasing cooldowns. But they could do more than that. Like, buffing their defenses? Maybe changing the, like the destructo discs. I think the destructo discs, you should have her 3 destructo discs back. Maybe at level 1 it's just 2, but then at maxed out gets to 3 destructo discs, that could still be, that would be a good change just for her. Because they kept taking away from 18. Because 18 is like a low rank demon. But like that's where it's like, okay, maybe they don't have to change her damage necessarily. Because if 18 catches you, she can do good damage. Like no one's gonna really deny that. Well, I guess she doesn't do like damage as much, but it's the fact that she can't like dive in and safely get out sometimes. So that's where like Daima, well yeah, kind of like Daima could do that. Or Oob has like multiple dashes that he can get away with, or Kid Goku's gonna have the same thing. 18 just doesn't necessarily have that as much, so maybe her defenses could be increased. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, same with Topo's defenses, because Topo's very like, he has more health and he has the counter, but the counter you could just vanish out of, and I think you could just decide to jump Topo whenever you want to. Or like 18. Like it's not like you're Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who's not only ranged but has multiple escape options. Or Super Saiyan Goku has like multiple escape options for the kind of like a dive-ish character. Broly at least has the skill too. He can get out with at times. Like you could just like double skill 2 out of there. Like that's definitely a possibility. So Broly's another character though. Give that boy energy defense. Broly starts to become really good. Like I said, when people think of me saying I think Broly's bad, he needs buffs, they always bring up his damage, but damage isn't the only way you could be bad at this game, in the game. Why this Broly is unfortunate is because I feel like he just like gets melted. Unless you like completely outplay your opponent. His ult could probably be a little faster too, but I don't think it's the biggest deal. Like I said, like he does good damage, but he gets killed instantly, and if he gets killed super quickly, then what's the point of him doing damage? So, you know, you guys get what I mean? Like, that doesn't really matter at all. So yeah, that's where Broly needs his help. But once they fix that, I think we'll be looking good for this guy, which is good. He doesn't need much. He does not need much. But I think like by default, by nerfing Super Saiyan 3 Goku and God Goku, Broly will just be in a better spot too, because Kefla was already nerfed. But if you nerf these two, or these two, not Broly, Broly's in a better spot, right? Like we definitely take that. Just one more Trunks buff. Like I said, if Trunks will get buff, I just don't think he needs a crazy buff. Or what's this? Maybe just mobs in the first 2 minutes or so, since starts are often pretty dead. Top laners are inclined to get some mobs at the bottom. Yeah, I see that happen. They should fix that issue where it's like, if you get the first hit too early, farm doesn't reset at all. And that should be changed, because you're just kind of doing nothing. You just sit there and wait. And obviously, if you try to push in, you're just gonna get punished, I feel like. Or just kind of dumb, honestly. So, like, you would not want to push in, right? Essentially. Like, there's no point. So, they need to adjust that. I think that'd be a good idea. Still need a faster ult. Yeah, I agree. Less fall off in skill 1. Yeah, sure. Maybe make skill 2 cut vanish for half a second so you can land skill 1 easier. This guy just wants Trunks to be like top 3 DPS, bruh. Yeah, he just one more Trunks buff, but buff 3 things. I mean, if skill 2 cut off vanish for half a second, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But yeah. 50 buffs to Kefla, 3Q, and Final Form Frieza. They're the characters you play. You're evil. You're a demon. Disgusting. Get out of my sight. Giga buff Topo and Cell. I think it's funny. Cell doesn't need a Giga buff. It's kind of like Broly. Give Cell extra defensive abilities early on, and it'll start cooking. Like for sure. Increase the bioenergy he gets, and then increases base HP just a bit. Obviously, like they could decrease. Or they don't even have to change the HP he ends off with. Just increases starting HP. Or make skill 3 better. That'd be cool too. That'd be a good idea. But yeah. Yep. Ruric Godku second buff. Yeah. Nerf Super Saiyan 3 Kamehameha again. Yep. Broly, Zamasu, Vegeta, Trunks. People are asking for Trunks buffs, but I don't know. 17 does not need a buff. Bardock does not need a buff. What do you... Gammas, yeah, and Super Vegeta does not need a buff. God Vegeta can stay 1 until Bulma. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, the point is, like, just because a tank is the best tank doesn't mean that they're the only tank you're gonna see. It only matters if it's like they're by far better, like Super Saiyan 3 Goku or God Goku. You know, like, okay, you could say God Vegeta is the best tank. You could say Bardock is the best tank. Honestly, like, the more I'm playing, at first I was thinking God Vegeta is still the best tank, but I think Bardock is. If you like had a gun to my head, I would probably say Bardock. It just makes a lot of sense. There's merits for both of these, but then Vegeta's still really good. Khalifa's really good. Cooler's in a good spot. Baby's in a great spot for what he was previously. Cell late game does cook. These two just kind of really fall off late game. So I think they need help late game. But then, like, if they do get help late game, like, everyone's good. Like, we don't need a buff Bardock and then make him just, oh yeah, Bardock's definitively the best tank now. Great. Now all we're gonna see is Bardock. Like, we don't want that. We do not want that. That's just unhealthy, and it gets repetitive and boring. We don't need that. Please. I also don't understand where the point of the 17 buff is coming from. I think 17 does perfectly good in his little niche and what he has. He has a lot of uniqueness in his kit. And again, just because he's not the best technical doesn't mean he's not really good. He's still a top tier technical. I mean, hell, you could argue he's like a top 3 technical even if you really pushed for it. There are arguments you can make. 17 is really good right now. Even if he's not top 3 technical, he's still really good right now. Like, it's what? Frieza, Boo, Gohan, him, and Hit, I think are still like the top tier technicals. At least in my personal opinion. Like, 17 is still up there. He's hanging up there, right? Yeah. Kefla? No, do not buff Kefla. Kefla's fine. Oh yeah, Super Vegeta. I don't know what Super Vegeta is doing in buffs. That also doesn't make sense to me. Still really good. But the thing about Super Vegeta is that he's good in the way that you need to know how to play him, I feel like, and you need to know how to manage yourself in team fights, and he's not like explosive damage, like outside of his ult. You gotta play him a different way. And he takes some thought to use rather than skill 3, skill 1, kill you. Bye. Like, no. If at least 2 or 3 of these aren't nerfed, then the patch is shit. Yeah, I agree. Nerf every Goku nor square. Every Goku? I don't think so. Super Saiyan Goku's fine. And actually that's it. Yeah. Sure. Nerf most Gokus. The big 3 DPS which is these 3 right here. My issue is that if they don't nerf Daima, we're gonna just see Daima like replace Super Saiyan 3 Goku and God Goku. Like, we need Daima to get another nerf. Just damage decrease, honestly. I think the skill 3 nerf was really good, but the service kit was pretty much unchanged, so yep. These 2 nerfs, this guy like half nerf, and we're looking a lot better. I think like we'll see way more variety in DPS. So hopefully sell buffs, maybe. The Gamma's visual HP bug, yeah. Speaking of the Gammas, they could get a buff too. I was actually talking about this with Rai. I think it was on yeah, right here. Would be crazy. I wish the Gamma's core breaker squadron would work like God Goku's ult. Like if any skill in the entire game had been airstrike, it's that one. Single use has 3 seconds delay. You'll still lose a Gamma. I feel like it's not like broken. Like it wouldn't be a bad idea. Like they had a really wide range and you could use it where you wanted to in the map. Because it's like, it's so obvious. It takes longer than Godku's ult. And just, it'll do more damage than God Goku's ult, of course. But you also lose a Gamma, and it's not like you warp to the location either. And it's not that hard to avoid. I think it's like, it would just make the Gammas good. Like, it would just give them more, not necessarily, I guess more utility in that sense, right? Without like, just like outright increasing their damage. And it's also a one-time usage in fight, right? It's not like you could use it more than once. It's a one-time usage. So that's another reason why I don't think it would be like that big of a deal. Let's take a look at some YouTube comments here. Let me refresh this. Broly first from Frieza Cell. Nerf beam characters. They buffed Cell skill 3 like Cooler's passive. His skill 3 having indestructible, which won't let you die until skill 3 ends. Then the next skill will have increased damage. Like his skill 2 will have a longer range or guaranteed stun, even if it didn't attack the opponent from behind. Skill 1 has bigger range and massive damage impact. Again, my issue with Cell is obviously his skill 3 sucks, but the rest of his skills are fine. His ult's also really good. It's just that it's a bit hard for him to catch up. But obviously since battles are longer, there's more farm. He's had an easier time than before. But he definitely still needs that little bit of juice at the start for him to be really competitive. I don't think his skill 2, skill 1 needs help. I mean, I guess it would obviously be nice for Cell players, but... Super Saiyan 3 and Oob nerfs. You know, I didn't talk about Oob. I don't think Oob needs a nerf. I think he's fine. He gets checked a bit by a few other characters. And then obviously with the beam characters, like damage itself, if they go down, the Cooler will get better. We'll see more Coolers, and you know, that's less good for Oob. God Vegeta already is still around as well. Bardock Wrath, like Oob's mobility can get countered by I think a lot of characters. Even Caulifla with her Provoke. Great. Buff Frieza first form would be good, honestly. Frieza range reduction in his death beam or follow-up damage. I guess they could give him extra follow-up damage, but you have to aim that beam pretty well. So I don't think that's that big of a deal. Small buffs lower tier characters like Zamasu, tuning and divine draws. You're fine with this meta, you enjoyed it? The only problem is characters use blast feel very overpowered. I kind of agree. I think like when we take out God Goku and Super Saiyan 3 out of the equation, actually, I think the game is pretty good in a good state. It's just those two that are just like the big boys. You're generally hoping that if these characters are nerfed and adjusted, they'll be made anti-blast at some point, because if they don't make some serious thorough decisions, this can mean in the future if your character strike base, you're going to die like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. They should fix the bugs. You didn't enter the champion thing because you didn't feel like playing based on how they handled Error Code 0. Yeah, that's true. Health fix the bug with this grab. I don't even know what bug it is. I'm not sure what bug that is, but yeah. Super Saiyan 3 Goku needs to become too late. Characters in general are never buffed. That's also a true thing. I keep bringing that a lot, but they don't like buff. Like, when's the last time we got a buff for like a low tier character? I don't remember. Krillin? But Krillin's not even low tier. Baby, I guess. But like, also when it comes to DPS, this thing about like low tier DPS. When's the last time a low tier DPS got buffed? Not here. Zamasu getting buffed was pretty nice for him. What about here? Nope. Nerf to Kefla. What about here? It's Nerf right there. We can keep going back. Version 1.4. A lot of characters got changed here. Buffs. 18 technically. It says he got a buff. The board. Let's take a look here. Where's 18 at? Why actually separated from 17? Oh, she's right here. She actually got a buff here. That's actually pretty good. And then Deborah. Somehow it's still not enough. This is like a very minuscule buff. I guess the burning damage is nice. But it was pretty much the start of season 4. Was the last time we saw buffs for like the low tier DPS. So it's been a while. It would be nice to see more. And it's like, we got those buffs, but they didn't change anything about the characters. Exactly. They get so little issue. Like, what they change is not the issues with the characters. At least for like 18 or like Deborah. Topo. When's the last time Topo got adjusted? That touched Topo since like season 2. I feel like Topo has. Have they touched Topo since season 2? I don't think so. Again, many characters get buffs and nerfs all the time, right? I don't think they've touched Topo since like season 2. Like, let me just bring up all these patch notes, but like, oops, I didn't mean to bring this up. 2.1 Ultimate Gohan. I didn't remember that, chat. That's crazy. Okay, let's take a look here. No Topo change. Topo buff in 3.2, so it was season 3. They gave him the no obstruction. That's it. And then what else? What else has Topo? So that was when the Topo buff happened. No Topo buff here. No Topo buff at all. It's just where whatever. This is whatever. This is also nothing. Bojack. This is where Bojack first got buffed. Yeah, Topo has gotten 1 buff since his release. 1. A single buff, which no obstruction was really nice. That's it. That's it. That's so funny, is it not? Nerf God Goku, making the healing divine draw better. No. Buff Vegeta, Cell, Kale doesn't need a buff really. I guess like maybe not damage. Maybe they could do something with their ult. I feel like the thing I hate the most about Kale's ult is that it will it will prioritize mobs. Like the fact that Kale's ult can prioritize mobs is so stupid. It needs to prioritize enemies. Like it needs to ignore farm and prioritize either bosses. Like, well, obviously a good Kale won't use her ult on boss, but like it needs to prioritize enemies that are nearby, or not even just nearby. It needs to just prioritize enemies, the closest nearby enemy. That's in vision at bare minimum, like, or just like an enemy that's in vision that you're clicking at in that general direction. I just don't know why that you could hit farm. It's so stupid. It's really dumb. It's really dumb. Removing God Goku and Super Saiyan 3. We're just seeing a bunch of the same things here. Cell buff here. Oob nerf. People want to see Oob nerf. I mean, they could adjust his scaling and his ult skill. Maybe the skill 3 nerf wouldn't be unwarranted, but let's take a look here. Interesting. Okay, I give a lot of Genshin creators flack for being samey content mills, whining about everything while also shouting about everything, including things they previously said weren't busted being as busted. I mean, when does this happen? At least I'm not sure if this happened for me specifically. Saying that things weren't busted as including things they previously said weren't busted as being busted. When has that? I think like the closest thing is God Goku, because God Goku didn't release his balance, but he got mega buffed. When was a time a character came out and at least I was saying like, oh, I don't think they're that good, and then they ended up being really good. I don't know if I've ever done that. If anything, I feel like at times a character may appear stronger than I think they are, and then they come out and they're not as good. Like Topo. Topo looked like he could have done a lot of damage, but it just didn't work out that way. It is what it is. How much damage Oob's ult does on his edges? Why does it have markers for the center line if being grazed with the edge is enough to instantly kill? I think that's fair. There's like no damage fall off. There's like very little damage fall off. I think that's true. His whole weakness, the fact that someone has to commit a lot of his options to leaving his back exposed or his position blatantly obvious. Exactly. Why does it so his ult being AoE is so stupid? I agree. Correct comment. Valid. I'm like the only one who's been saying that. I feel like I like have not seen a single person in my comments anywhere bring up Super Saiyan 3 Goku's ult. They just say nerf him, obviously, but like I think people, when they think of nerfing him, they think of his Kamehameha and like his damage, but they don't think about the fact that his Dragon Fist can hit you from behind, which is like, that's the whole point of his design, is that he can get dived on because he's in a singular position, and otherwise you could charge a beam and use a vanish, but if you do IT Kamehameha, you're kind of just there, but you can just spam Dragon Fist and it doesn't matter. Cell needs something, but you feel like he'd be Deborah. You turn his knob so much in one direction and he'll instantly become the most busted thing. I just think that they don't have to change his transform state. Just pre-transformed, give him health. And bam. Like, just early game. Like, they can't change just his early game health. Skill 1 needs an extra effect. Doesn't it already, slow? I think it's fine. Yeah, it applies movement speed down. I think that's fine. I mean, if you want them to increase the slow, sure, but like, just make them more durable early game. There's more nerfs than simply turning up and down damage numbers. Yeah, no, I mean, I've been saying this for forever. Like, they needed to do, like, they need to add more effects. They've been testing that out. Like, they give Deborah health restoration at skill 1. I was like, beautiful. They need to do more things like that. I hate this. I just don't know, like, I guess I can't speak on other creators, but at least for me, this does not apply to me. I hope. It doesn't seem like it. I can't think of a time when I was like that. When the nerfs hit skill 2 range to 4.5, which is bad for him. When it was 8, only for them to start screeching when they pushed it back up to like 6 or 7. I think that the thing is that you're misunderstanding this. I guess you're talking about this. The issue with hit wasn't his skill 2. It's the fact that he does everything together. It was his skill 3 and his ultimates. So he needed, those two things needed to get nerfed. Hit did not need a skill 2 nerf, but it's the combination of everything that's an issue. I personally thought that reverting hit nerf was good, but I don't like that they reverted hit nerf and then did nothing else. They have finally changed the skill 3 now, which I think was a good step. I think that hits ult needs the defense down to be removed. And then I'm not sure what comp buff you can get, because I think he could probably get a little bit, like a little like cherry on top, like a small one. Doesn't need to be anything crazy, obviously, but I think that would be okay, because that is such a huge issue. You don't know why you try to speak what you feel is rational for this thing, because we know when Goku drops out, the constant forms are going to be soy facing in their thumbnails about how busted OP is. I mean, like, what creators put their faces in the thumbnails? Like, I'm trying to think of disc creators. I mean, I don't. Annie doesn't. Lobo doesn't. Abe doesn't. Your boy Mike doesn't. Prince Boo doesn't. At least for the most part. So I'm not sure who else. I mean, I'm thinking about just in the Gekshin community. At least creators that I interact with and that just come to the top of my head. So I don't know. Instead of some serious analysis, what you could do, I mean, but the thing is that like okay, of the past few characters that come out, who aren't like which ones of them aren't like really busted though? Like like Kefla was really busted on release. God Goku was pretty balanced on release. He did a lot of damage. His damage values were never changed. And he's still a good character. So he was a good release, obviously. We go to tanks. Bardock was broke. Oh, the tanks that we've gone. Vegeta was busted. Bardock was busted. God Vegeta was busted. Technicals. Frieza is really, really good. Kid Buu was busted. Ultimate Gohan was busted. Gotenks was pretty good, but this is like back in season 1. I mean, like, you're saying this, but like, yes, the characters have been pretty good. Like what he can do and who works against him. I mean, I don't know. At least this is what I do for my guide videos and for my breakdown videos of the kit. The showcase is to show where he's good. And also if where he's bad comes up, I also will talk about that. When Bojack's Nest dropped on him, can he dash after his skills? If he's in cooler zone, does it stop him there? I mean, it would be no. Like, that's something we have to figure out when we test it, but based on what we know, no, because it's just a dash. Like, they never specified that the dash has special properties, but at least that's something I will talk about. If we figure out, like, oh, Kid Goku's, like, because a lot of us are already talking about this specifically, like, oh, I wonder if Kid Goku's dash, like, unless it has special properties, it's not going to go through that. But it's something we'll keep in mind out for. Like, more characters with anti-heal. I think that's good. That would be a good idea. Anti-heal? It's funny because 17's anti-heal actually doesn't go against God Vegeta. Because I think the reason why is because God Vegeta counts as shield. It's not extra health. It's armor with God Vegeta's passive. So 17's anti-heal actually doesn't count as that because you're recovering armor and not health. Unlike a character like Kale or Deborah, these guys get extra health, extra HP, for example, right here. Like, it doesn't specifically affect tanks outside of I think Cell would actually get affected by that because of how his skill works. Zamasu also, I believe, does get affected by that because it's his health that he's regenerating. Super Saiyan Vegeta does not get affected by that, I assume, because it's also shield. Unless God Vegeta is just the exception, but it would be nice. But I can't think of like what characters right now are just like, oh man, they get so much extra HP. We need more anti-health. None of the DPSs besides Vegito. Vegito does get affected by anti-health, right? Does Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta? Extra HP, yeah. Actually, he should get affected by that too. So yeah. I mean, we talked about most of the characters here. No more error codes. Just baby Kid Buu. I don't think he needs that. I think, yeah, how long is this video? That's actually a really long discussion. Good comment, though. Good comment. I like this. I'm gonna heart this, actually. There we comment. I don't know. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I took a lot of focus on that last one. But as long as we see Super Saiyan 3 and God Goku nerfs, I'm very happy. They just gotta not buff someone to be, like, super broken. That's it. Daima needs a small nerf. I'm just leaving off with that. I'll catch you guys next time, and peace out.